Well, I ended up in the hospital on December 13th and didn't know what was going on. I was very worried, and I told Rita to take me to the hospital emergency room. And she reluctantly did so, but it was a good thing that she did, because as it turned out, after I got there and they did a quick scan on me, there was a blockage, and if I hadn't gone in that night, there's a good chance that I would have died right there. So I praise God that she drove me to town and got me to the emergency room in time. And later, when they were able to analyze the scan, that's when I found out that I had a tumor in my colon, and it shocked me, and I cried, and I didn't think about a lot of things except all of a sudden what's going to happen. And from that moment on, it was kind of terrifying for Rita and for me. So we went down the path of what's next and waited for the doctors, and 3 days later I had surgery and they removed the tumor. I almost died in the operation itself, and luckily God pulled me through, and was in the hospital for a couple of weeks and found out that I was going to have to undergo chemotherapy after I recovered from surgery. And during the month, I got out Christmas Eve is when they released me from the hospital, so very thankful for that, and it was special to be able to still go home and celebrate Christmas. That was very special. And later on, I even made it to church as soon as I could, because I wanted to be in God's house. It was very important to me all of a sudden that inside of me something told me that I needed to pray. I needed to think about the consequences of what was ahead, and I needed help. And God was there. And I asked the Lord to come into my heart and my soul and my body and help me and heal me and get me through the first period where I needed to heal physically. And I even did some mental healing at the same time. But I did my devotionals daily and even reread it 2 or 3 times a day. Picked up the Bible and I'd read verses, thinking about the consequences of cancer and knowing how many people die from cancer. It hit me, and I wasn't prepared. I don't think anybody can be prepared. So I want you to know miracles do happen. And another miracle is that I'm here almost a year later, still kicking and going through chemo. I made it through 12 sessions before the end of June, and it was hard, but somebody was holding my hand every time. And I know Jesus was there. And it was so important to be praying every day, every night. And not just for myself. I started out praying for myself, but it's more important than that, because there are hundreds and thousands of people that suffer, not just from cancer, but from other things, and whether it's finances or health or marital problems or whatever. There is someone who will listen if you open your heart. Just ask God, and He'll come in and He will help. He will. You'll see miracles do happen.